Good evening, Shiva. So, Shiva is the CapEx Economic Manager at Shell India. So, Shiva, can you explain more about your role?
Hi Rahul, thanks myself Nagashiv Kumar. Currently I am GC Capex Economics Manager. It's a global role. I work in Shell based out of Chennai. So usually in my daily business activities or daily routine, I look after all the economics proposals which help in growth and maintenance of margin projects within Shell, and the kind of businesses which I look after is
Okay. So, Shiva, we have few questions on business statistics and how it's applied at Shell. So, we'll start with the first question. And so, the first question is the relevance of business statistics in business at Shell.
Relevance of business statistics is very much important right now, and currently we have so many dedicated teams which work on data analytics, and the new languages also being taught to all the new members like Python and RT languages, etc. When it comes to statistics and usage of it, the advantages from the all the data analysis is very tremendous in terms of savings which comes from the fee, which comes from the existing cost optimization, etc.
Okay. So, our next question is source on data collection. So, Shell is mostly into the oil exploring. So, what kind of data collection methods are used here?
So it depends actually. As you said, Shell is very vast in its businesses and in its areas where it has presence. So it depends. Like for example, if I talk about my role, the data collection starts from the historical data to have a comparison, to prepare assumptions for the next few years, because we have a lot of projections to work on, like sales and existing expenditures and etc. And apart from that, we also take outside information like lease cost, and we will take real estate cost, legal expenses, etc.
Okay. So now we have the third question. So what kind of data protection methods are used on this data?
So data protection methods, again, there are two types. One is when you are entering into the deal. For example, most of the deals are confidential in nature, and there are few instances where I have the access to data room of the particular project where my team members will be having, and who decides this is the deal executive or the decision maker, the final decision maker, like VP lubricants or VP finance. They will give access to only few people who are actively involved in the project. So that is one way of data protection. Another way of data protection is they maintain a common SharePoint or dashboard where all the information like fixed assets, depreciation, assets, details of assets owned by the competitor, everything will be stored in the data room, and only people who had signed on this non-disclosure agreement, they will have access to it. So that's how they maintain the data protection for each and every deal.
Okay. So are you saying that it's the rules which define the data protection or the data access level at Shell?
Absolutely. At least I can certainly say in my role, because we deal, day in day out, we deal with completion of all the investment proposals and divestment proposals. It absolutely requires for what kind of authority that you are having to access, and the confidentiality also is at which is a prime factor. Otherwise, there are few instances where competitors will have more advantage.
Okay. So our next question is what kind of data analysis methods are used on the top of this data, so which can give correct information to you?
This is where, in terms of data analysis methods, we don't have much, because we will be looking at on a qualitative aspect rather than quantitative. Because when we are evaluating a particular deal, we should look about the strategic objectives and business goals and business ambitions. Based on that, we do.
Okay. So, and after looking at all these points, did the company do any changes in the organization which improved its performance in the business statistics?
Only in statistics area, or
Yeah. I mean, like by doing all the statistical analysis, did any changes were implemented in the organization?
any changes at an organization level? It is difficult to say, because as I said, the company is very vast in its presence and all, but there are few examples or few projects which were happening, where they wanted to initiate touchless MI. MI is a management information where instead of having a number of reports from various teams, they decided to have one common platform where all these data will be uploaded in a given date, and after within uploading of given date, so the algorithm automatically takes all the relevant information at relevant sections, and it gives variance analysis also. So this is the kind of initiatives which are taken.
Okay. Thank you, Shiva, for answering all these questions. Thank you for being with us.
Pleasure.